In June 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus bought their dream home. 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4 fireplaces. Built in 1905 in the Dutch colonial revival style on one of the most desirable streets in Westfield, New Jersey, a town Bloomberg ranked as one of the 100 wealthiest in America. They paid $1.3 million. They had worked for years for this house. Their 3 children were 5, 8, and 10 years old. 3 days after closing on the sale, Derek found a letter in the mailbox. It was addressed to the new owner. It was signed, The Watcher. It was the first of 4. The sender was never found. The family never moved in. This is their story. Every letter you are about to hear is real. Every detail is documented. The Watcher has never been identified. Westfield, New Jersey is the kind of town people move to when they want the best possible life for their children. 45 minutes from New York City, tree-lined streets, good schools, low crime. The kind of place where the biggest local story before 2014 was the collapse of a Trader Joe's roof. Maria Broaddus had grown up in Westfield, just a few streets from 657 Boulevard. When she and Derek found the house, she felt she was coming home. Her parents still lived nearby. Her children would grow up where she had grown up. The previous owners, John and Andrea Woods, had lived at 657 Boulevard for 23 years. They had raised their children there. When they finally left for Massachusetts in spring 2014, they were leaving a home, not just a property. And in the final days before their move, they received a letter. Typewritten. No return address. It identified itself as being from the Watcher, someone who claimed to have kept an eye on the house for decades. It thanked them for taking care of it. It said it was pleased they had raised their children there. The Woods found it strange, but it was not threatening, so they threw it away and thought nothing more of it. 3 days after the Broadduses took ownership, Derek found the second Watcher letter in the mailbox. This one was not grateful. This one was not kind. This one was about their children. The letter identified the Broadduses' minivan. It referenced their renovation plans in specific detail. Work that had not been publicly advertised, observable only by someone watching the house closely and consistently. Then it asked about the children. Derek called the police immediately. Then he called the Woods. When he told them about the letter, they told him about theirs. The one that had arrived just days before their move. The one that had been warm and grateful. The one they had thrown away. Consider what that means. The Watcher wrote to the outgoing family to thank them, then waited for the new family to arrive. Then wrote again, differently. The gratitude was for the Woods. The other thing was for the Broadduses. It had been watching 657 Boulevard since at least 1991 when the Woods moved in. Possibly since the 1960s when the letter claimed its father watched. Possibly since the 1920s when it claimed its grandfather watched. The Broadduses stopped bringing their children to the house that day. They would never bring them back. Another letter described the windows and doors in forensic detail. Which ones faced the street? Which ones gave the clearest view inside? One letter singled out a specific child, a daughter who had been seen painting on the front porch. A fourth letter arrived addressed to, and I am quoting directly, the vile and spiteful Derek and his wench of a wife Maria. Whatever restraint the Watcher had shown before was gone. The Westfield police investigated for years. Handwriting analysis, forensic examination of the letters, neighbor interviews, nothing definitively identified the sender. Suspicion fell on a local man whose family had a documented connection to the neighborhood, and who was reported by his own brother to have had a long obsession with 657 Boulevard. But no evidence was sufficient for charges. He died in 2017 without ever being identified as the watcher. The Broadduses tried everything. They sued the previous owners. The lawsuit settled. They tried to sell the house. Buyers withdrew when they learned its history. They applied to demolish it and build 2 smaller houses on the lot. Westfield rejected the application. They could not live in it. They could not sell it. They could not demolish it. For 5 years, they paid the mortgage on $1 million house they could never use. Never enter with their children. Never make into the home they had worked for. 5 years of that wait. 5 years of their children asking why they could not move into the new house. 5 years of legal bills and investigations and neighbors who whispered that the whole thing was invented. In 2017, Derek made a mistake that handed his critics everything they needed. Frustrated by neighbors who had been publicly calling the family liars on Facebook, he sent them anonymous letters of his own, mocking, designed to frighten. He admitted it. It was not the watcher. It was a man at the end of his patience making the worst possible decision. After that, some people in Westfield believed the entire story had been invented. It had not been. The original letters existed before the Broadduses purchased the house. The Woods had received one. The forensic evidence confirmed an external sender. The investigation was real. But Derek's letters in 2017 made the truth harder to defend. And that is a wound the family carried for the rest of the case. The Broadduses finally sold 657 Boulevard in 2019 for $859,000, $440,000 less than they had paid. The new family moved in, renovated, made it a home. No further letters arrived. Think about that for a moment. The watcher had been writing to the occupants of 657 Boulevard, or claiming to, since the 1920s. Across generations, across multiple families, a new family moved in 2019, and the letters stopped completely, which means one of two things. Either the watcher died or became unable to write between 2017 and 2019, or the house was never what the watcher wanted. The Broadduses were. They were chosen. They were watched. The letters described their children by name, by bedroom, by hobby. They described the specific way the family moved through the house. The watcher told them to turn around. The watcher told them it had been watching for them. When they left, the letters stopped. Because the house was never the point. They were the point. And when they were gone, there was nothing left to watch. The watcher was never found. The Broadduses never learned who it was. The house at 657 Boulevard in Westfield, New Jersey still stands. A family lives there now. It is a beautiful house on a quiet street. Whoever watched the Broadduses for 5 years watched them from somewhere on that street. From one of those cars that passes hundreds of times a day. From one of